Hello, this is Sarah Tuberty, your host from Disarming Disability. Enjoy the following program on Public House Media.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am a passionate pediatric nurse practitioner and fired up health and happiness coach, here to deliver a message to you. This podcast is meant to provide a hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold and to inspire and empower you to live out your wildest freaking dreams and to grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. I am just so grateful to be here with you yet again on another episode of Your Life Matters. And I am just bursting at the seams with just gratitude and just being so humble because we are entering into yet another year where the podcast has been live and up, and I have been able to share tangible takeaways and tips and tricks to help you live your best life. And for me, that is such a humbling statement to have and such a riveting thought process, because for me, I created this community of the Your Life Matters podcast to do just that, help people understand that their life truly matters. And I'm just so grateful. And this podcast wouldn't be here, and it wouldn't continue to go if it wasn't for each and every one of you. That being said, if you listen to this podcast, if this resonates with you, if this is something that you really love tuning into every single Tuesday, I'm asking you humbly and with urgency to leave a rating, leave a review. Tell me what it is that you take away. Tell me what it is that you need. Share with me a 4 or a 5 or whatever is on your heart for you to feel like you need to share with me in terms of ratings, because that's the silly way that podcasts like Spotify and Apple stays in touch with these podcasts and with creators of podcasts. And it's so important. And I say that not just for my podcast, but for any podcast platform that you listen to. It is so, so important for you to leave a rating and a review, because that is how we do our best work. So moving on, I just want to say thank you. I'm so grateful. Really, my cup runneth over. This past week, especially if you are a fellow Beachbody partner, a fellow Beachbody coach, and you know what's going on, we had a week called Summit. And like most of you, we all know that everything has to be virtual, right? Because we're not allowed to come within 6 feet of each other with social distancing and coronavirus. So we had a virtual summit. And I just have to say, for the second year in a row, I was given the privilege and honor to speak to hundreds of incredible human beings that just want to feel better, live healthy, live happy, and to have a place and a community where they feel like they can thrive. And the best part is I am able to help women not just in my local area of Goodyear, Arizona, not just in the United States of America, but in the United Kingdom, Canada, and France. And that makes me so excited, because so many of you guys are podcast listeners that listen in France or in the Middle East or, in Asia, or even in Australia or South Africa or South America. And it makes me so excited, because that's the cool thing about really reaching globally to help people feel like they can achieve anything that they want in their life. And that's my whole purpose. So with Summit, I was really excited to speak and talk. And many people who had asked me what I talked about that day were kind of just in this place of like, I want to know. So I was going to put it up on my YouTube and talk about it. But I was like, let me give them something where it's just me and I get to talk to them tangibly, because then it goes into what I talked about 2 weeks ago about how to be a leader. And then it talks about how to just own the season of suck, but to move forward. And I think the biggest thing in life, biggest thing in a business, biggest thing as we move through this new quote unquote air quotes for you, normal of what 2020 turned into, even though it feels like we've lived 8 decades within 1 year, I really want to help you understand that community is everything. I want you to understand that we were created and put on this earth, and we were never intended to be alone, right? Whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever. For me, when I think about God, God had created Adam and realized that he did not want Adam to be alone and created Eve. So there was a partnership, there was a community, there was a practice of understanding that our humanity and our faith is best thrived when we are in a sense of camaraderie or community or relationship. So I want you to understand that for me, community in a family, community within relationships, community within a team or a business or an organization, I believe that the culture within the community will be the game changer. And if you continue to just thrive and grow your culture within your community, you will truly set yourself apart. And what do I mean by that, right? You're like, Mariah, where are you going? I truly believe that my team's name is Team Bold and Beautiful. So Team Bold and Beautiful. And we are a mighty powerhouse team. And we are full of diversity and different backgrounds and ethnicities and races and heritages and all sexes and sexual orientations and just amazing human beings. And I really believe that having amazing human beings that are surrounding all of us continues to help us grow, and we thrive and we become better. So in my role, when I was speaking, I was talking about how if you put people first, if you really make sure that you are worried about the person that is coming into your world, into your realm, and if you help them, they will become a lifer in whatever it is that you're doing. So say we're talking about network marketing, say that you're talking about Beachbody specifically. If I bring somebody on to help them be healthy and to be happy, and I help them fall in love with the community of Team Bold and Beautiful, or insert any team name that you have, you're really going to get people to have this sense of devotion and belonging and inclusion. And one thing that I always talk about is welcoming people as if you're welcoming them to a dinner party, right? So you bring people over. You don't want anybody standing in the corner by themselves. You don't want somebody just feeling like they're the awkward person or they leave early. And you definitely don't want to bring people in and forget to feed somebody, right? So in any realm that you're in, and you can even think about it in your job, when you walk into your job, do you include everybody? Do you say hi to everybody? Do you welcome everybody? Are you that beacon of light and that hope that brings a sense of inclusion? Do people feel like they can come to you and trust you and speak to you because you yourself are that beacon of hope for them? And I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing when we come to any type of community. We want to feel included. We want to feel involved, and we want to feel like together we are having a greater purpose. And I think that's the biggest thing. And the theme for this year's summit was better together. And it didn't matter that we all logged on virtually. It didn't matter that my team all over the world logged into Zoom and watched everything virtually. And we celebrating hitting a huge monumental goal in our team and in the business together. And we are better together for it. The power of community is immense. There's no other way to say it. And when you lean into what the community can do, you just lean into the possibility of endless growth. And I was reading this incredible book by Bob Goff, and it's called Dream Big. I recommend it to anybody. And I really loved his thought process and how he expresses community and what he used as sea otters. Sea otters grab onto each other and hold each other afloat as they are drifting. And it's a sense of, I'm going to hold on to you and build you up. I'm not going to let you fall. And when you are successful, I am successful. And I talk about this in a lot of ways in like Crabs in the Barrel. We all know that female crabs will pull each other down, and female crabs will die in the bucket because they will never, ever, ever be able to get out because they just pull each other down. But the male crab builds a ladder and they make sure every crab gets out of the bucket. I always say, I want to be that guy, girl version of a crab that lets down the rope and helps everybody get out. And I think if everybody has that mentality of understanding what the true purpose of community is, we will help everyone thrive. We will help everyone really advance in their life, in their business, in their goals, in their sense of purpose. Because when you have a community, and I want you to think of it like whether you're a new mom, when you have other new moms who understand what it feels like to be sleep deprived or went through breastfeeding or whatever journey, you have this sense of like, oh my God, I'm not by myself. Or say you are a working career woman and you are climbing to the top of the ladder, but somehow, some way, there still continues to be obstacles. And then all of a sudden you get in this community of women who are like, yeah, went through the same thing. It's like, oh, thank God. Or, just simple things of working out. Like that workout was so tough. And then somebody else being like, yeah, it really kicked my butt on this part. And you're like, oh my God, me too. That sense of inclusion and belonging means everything. So the whole point is, I promise you, if you change the community within, even as simple as the home, instead of calling it chores, I call it contributions. So whenever Alicia does something, my 5-year-old, and she picks up toys for the playroom or, packs up toys after her sister's done playing, like we try and get Bianca to do stuff, but she's 15 months, right? And we have this game with her that we make a certain sound when she puts things up in the right place. So we try to make it fun. But when we say it, I say, hey, Alicia, thank you for your contribution to the family. Versus, hey, Alicia, you need to do your chores. She knows that her contribution in the morning when she first gets up is to make sure she makes her bed. And after she has her bowl of cereal, that she puts it in the sink. She also knows that when we're cleaning up and doing things, like now we make it fun when we unload the dishwasher. It's a fun contribution to the household, to the family that she's making. And if you build this sense of community within your home, within your workplace, within your team, within your, relationship with your significant other, you will build this sense of sea otters. You'll hold on to each other as tight as you can and encourage each other and help people to understand that you don't have to go through this journey alone. So last week I talked about how this season sucks, and it does. But friends, it sucks just a little bit less when I know that there are other people who feel like it sucks, who are standing alongside me and are cheering me on as I'm cheering them on to get through the season of suck. And that is what I want you to take away from my takeaway from Summit. My takeaway from 408,000 people coming together virtually online with the theme of Better Together is that we are on a mission to help people be healthy and happy. I am on a mission with Born to Shine Wellness to make sure people are healthy and happy. I am on a mission with Team Bold and Beautiful to empower incredible human beings to be healthy, happy, and to have a life of choices based on what they want in their life. That to me is purpose. That to me is community. That to me is me doing what I am meant to do, what God has put me on this earth to do every step of the way. And I wanted to share that with you guys because a lot of times we talk about how 2020 has sucked, and we talk about how we're going through this and how we didn't picture this. Yes, we did. But now we are 6 months in. It is 7 if we count about it, but everything kind of started in February. But we are in the 7th month of the year. We can continue to say the season sucks, or we can move forward And we can propel ourselves forward with the community surrounding us. That's our friends, our families, our loved ones, people that we've grown close to. If you are in a mommy group, or if you are in a dad group, or you are in a community where you are focusing on your health and nutrition, or focusing on your mindset, whatever it is, hold tight to your community, build culture and connection, inclusivity and belonging within your community, and think to yourself, right now, this community is like a dinner party. Is everybody getting attention? Is everybody getting poured into? Is everybody eating? And is everybody engaged? Nobody's sitting on the corner by themselves. Nobody's out an outsider. Now, you can't make people come to certain things, right? But you can be that person that is making sure the community is uplifting, encouraging, empowering, loving. And I promise you, if you continue to pour into your community, wherever that is, you will continue to thrive. And in this season, you won't just survive, you will thrive. This is the season, this is the time that, yes, even though the world right now is in shambles, the world is flipped upside down, the world is trying to figure out new normal, if you have a culture built within your community, you will thrive at the end of this. So, friends, I'm going to leave you with this one takeaway. Do small things with great love. Be beautiful because you are, and continue to focus on the community aspects and what matters most in your life. And know that this season will come to an end. This journey will come to an end. And you have to be able to say, I became better because of it. And I want you to take this very last thing. We are better together. As a tribe within Team Bold and Beautiful, as a tribe within our community of the Your Life Matters podcast, we are better together. All right, friends, I'm so grateful you were listening. Please let me know what your takeaways were. Tag me on your social media. But until next week, on another episode of Your Life Matters.
What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Your Life Matters podcast. I'm so grateful that you're here. I just ask that you share this episode with somebody. I ask you to just share it and give it to somebody who could potentially need to hear this message. I really am on a mission to help hundreds of thousands of people to believe that their mess is their message and that their story really does matter. And that above all, their life matters. I'm so grateful that you're here. I want you to share this episode. And then on top of that, if you could please leave a rating or a review or both. Let me know what speaks to you. Let me know what you need to hear. Let me know what you've connected with, because that's going to be the best way that I can make sure that I'm giving you guys exactly what you need. I love you guys with all my heart. I'm so grateful for you, and I want you to know the difference and the impact you guys make in my life. I love seeing your messages. I love seeing when you guys private message me or screenshot it and share it on Instagram or Facebook, because it lets me know that this podcast is doing exactly what it was meant to do. And it's to make sure that there's an impact being made, and to help remind you and everyone else that your life matters.